Hello, hello. You know what? Let's start the same way we started yesterday. Which means with a little bit of news. All right, CBC, what do you got for us today?
Some strike footage from US Central Command. These are what it describes as Iranian naval vessels being hit at long range, but they just kind of look like speedboats, don't they? Well, you wouldn't know it by looking at them, but these are the types of boats that are capable of bringing down an oil supertanker, or maybe even an American warship. Because Iran
God.
has retrofitted ships like these to be able to lay underwater mines, which are a top priority for the US right now.
They just have to put 3 mines in there. And once an area is mined, it's never technically unmined.
After days of speculation, the US now firmly believes Iran is laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz. If true, it would mean Iran is doubling down on the single most damaging way it has retaliated against the world, which is to block this crucial waterway right on its southern doorstep, where 1/5 of the world's oil flows out from the Middle East. It's serious enough to have caused the US military to change course. From the president, if Iran has put out any mines in the Hormuz Strait, we want them removed immediately. Less than 1 hour later, the Secretary of War, at the direction of President Trump, Central Command has been eliminating inactive mine-laying vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, wiping them out with ruthless precision. 2 days later, an update from CENTCOM that now they're not just targeting mine-laying ships, they're also striking factories and warehouses where these mines are made and stored. Let me explain why these underwater mines are so devastating and why they're so hard to remove. In past videos, I've talked about how one of the world's most critical waterways also happens to be one of the easiest to disrupt. That's because of what you can see very clearly from up high, which is that it is incredibly narrow, a tight 2-lane shipping route, one way in, one way out, with very little room to navigate, and its entire length under the thumb of Iran, effectively its entire southern border. What's less obvious is how shallow the water is in the Strait and the Persian Gulf, only a few hundred feet deep, which, when you take all of these things together, is what makes mines in this choke point so effective. Iran is estimated to have thousands of underwater mines in its arsenal. In 2019, the US Defense Intelligence Agency put that number at more than 5,000, just its inventory, not counting how many more it might make. 5,000 including contact and influence mines. Let me explain the difference between those. Contact mines are the ones you typically see in movies. Those big spiky balls moored to the sea floor by chains, made buoyant with a pocket of air, and positioned at just the right depth to make contact with the underbellies of the ships you're targeting. These are very cheap to make.
Mines in general are very cheap. Contact mines, especially so. We could be talking about costs
looks like
in
a
the
guy
low
that
thousands of
builds them.
dollars, and they can inflict millions of dollars in damage.
Now let me show you the contact mines Iran is known to make. The Maham 1. There are several in the series, but they all work the same way. They float, they can be chained in one place, and note the contact horns with primers built in which detonate the bomb when dislodged. These can hold up to 120 kilograms, 260 pounds of explosives.
Contact mines can be quite devastating depending on the size of the vessel and the cargo they have.
The result is a gouging out a large part of the ship.
A second type of mine, though, influence mines, are a whole other kind of technology. You can think of them as smart mines. The Maham 2. These can be planted right into the sea floor where they listen, ready to detonate with up to 3 times the explosive force of the Maham 1. They work because ships, especially big ones like oil tankers and destroyers, they generate magnetic fields. They make noise. They displace water. They change the water pressure around them. And so these smart mines have sensors that detect these things. And once they've found a target, they explode. And depending on the mine, it's not even the explosion itself that breaks the ship. It's the rapidly expanding bubble of gas, like a shockwave, traveling faster than any human can react, 1,000 or more meters per second. That has such explosive force it can literally break a ship's backbone in two.
And what it does is actually pick the ship up and then drop it. And what that could do is actually break the keel,
That
break the
looks
hull.
real fucking
It'll
bad.
cause massive shock damage through the vessel. It is the most dangerous way to damage a ship. It's probably the one that most fear.
Iran is believed to have these mines. Then there are the types of mines that combine everything I've mentioned so far together. The Mahan 3, moored, buoyant, and equipped with magnetic and acoustic sensors that allow it to listen in all directions, so that as a ship passes by, it can not only detonate at precisely the right moment to cause maximum damage, it can also be programmed with different sensor thresholds to target only certain kinds of ships, even submarines. As for actually getting these mines in place, according to US intelligence, Iran has equipped many of its Ashura small boats with mine rails, capable of holding at least one mine. Rails that would allow you to roll mines off a speeding boat like bowling balls, and the Ashura-class speedboat, fast, compact, agile, and cheap.
The problem with mines is it can be deployed by almost any platform. And the concern you have is small speedboats, which can carry, up to a few mines and deploy them. Maybe more ominously, fishing boats, which kind of blend in out there, having sailed through the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. Fishing boats are everywhere, and they don't always fly a flag for what nation they belong to. Small coastal vessels can be out there. You can use commercial vessels to do this. You can potentially drop them by helicopters, aircraft, and maybe even free fall rockets or missiles.
And what's really frightening for the US military is that Iran's mine technology doesn't even need to be as sophisticated as I've laid out to be really effective. This is a limpet mine. You could hold it in your hand, like a dinner plate. A combat diver would take one underwater, attach it magnetically to a vulnerable part of the ship, pull the safety like on a grenade, and once the diver's clear, boom.
We could see potentially, small fishing vessels go in, divers or remote vehicles being used, because you can create a very cheap kind of remote vehicle that just sails and plops up alongside of a ship and attach that mine.
And we know all of this, by the way, because Iran has used these weapons before, even in this exact area, just beyond the Strait of Hormuz in the Gulf of Oman. These are headlines from 2019, when several merchant ships were attacked. Iran, believed to be behind it then, and poised, apparently, to do so now again. The challenge for the US military is that these mines are just about as asymmetric as war can get. And by that I mean, Iran could spend as little as a few $1,000s building a pretty rudimentary mine that maybe doesn't sink a ship, but it damages it and executes what's called a mission kill, in that it causes just enough harm to force the target to turn away, to go for repairs, abort mission. The US could try to sweep the water for mines, but that's not only very difficult, it's very time-consuming.
It will take weeks, if not months, if there is an active minefield in the Persian Gulf, because you cannot do that under enemy fire. You have to do that under at least some form of ceasefire. Then you can operate a mine clearing operation.
And literally, if you don't find them, that's not always the most comforting thing, because maybe you've missed them.
And so the US is confronted with this very familiar problem whenever it faces weaker opponents. And that is, as with open combat, the US is powerful enough to win eventually. Like in the Strait of Hormuz, it could position its navy nearby, use sonar, even autonomous robots to scan for mines, detonating them one by one from a distance, or it could undertake a huge sweeping campaign where you literally drag equipment through the water, equipment meant to mimic the signatures of large ships, triggering mines with brute force. And you don't even have to remove every single mine. You just need to clear a lane, right? Mark them with buoys, create just enough space for shipping traffic to resume until Iran lays another mine, who knows where.
The biggest challenge of mine warfare is the plethora of unknowns. It's unclear how many mines are in the water if you haven't observed them being moved or dropped. It's unclear where the boundaries of the minefield are. Is it even a distinct minefield, or mines just distributed over a wide area? Then where the mines are specifically, of course, is deliberately a mystery.
It takes a grand total of 0 mines to create a minefield. It's just the threat of a mine requires you to go in and begin sweeping.
This is
The zero
maritime
mine
guerrilla
minefield.
warfare, where success for Iran isn't about how many ships you can blow up. It's about how many ships you can make too afraid to be useful as ships at all.
Thank you, brother. That was a nice. Let me just remove that from the screen. It was a nice little video there. Informative, fun. Thank you, CBC. Thank you. All right. So yesterday, I had some like gigabrain mind for some reason, and I went through and did a bunch of shit and patch a bunch of bugs that were going to affect us and resolve a bunch of shit. So now we're pretty much running the parser to test if the modified, rename, and the deleted option work for existing directives that are implemented for the AST. So essentially, we're there. Okay, we're pretty much there. So now, what I need to be able to implement the next directives, the next ASTs, is to be able to reference something from another file. That's a little bit harder, right? Because right now, what we have is essentially a big dictionary full of CS. Full of CSs. There's multiple CS. So CS is a change set. It contains all the change from a file, all the information from a file, and it's stored with the key being the file name, and then we have a CS. So we have this multiple time, right? Now the issue is that until now, we've always assumed that everything we'll need will be inside of a single CS, and we don't look anywhere else. Goddamn. Sorry. And we don't look anywhere else for other CS. Now that's an issue, right? Because maybe we have a struct, and this struct points to another file, an imported file, an included file. We need to be able to point to it, right? And to be able to do that, we need to be able to reference the AST ID that is created on that file. Now, there's multiple ways of doing things here. Thing number one is to say, fuck it, and essentially reparse every file that... No, that wouldn't even work. Sorry, I'm being retarded. Well, no, it would work. It would just be very dumb. So we could reparse every other file that we're pointing to in order to get the AST, do a get set AST for this concept, and then we can reference it within this. That's, like I said, that's dumb. That feels so bad. Now, what I would like to do is just to be able to tell it, hey, we've got a concept. Let's call it OP-ref. Sorry, I gotta fucking die over here. All right. So what we could create is we could create a concept called an OP ref. And what that OP ref would do is it would contain the file name we need to query and a quick idea of what we want to query. So we could say something like the name and the type ID. So with these two things, we should be able to resolve most of the things. That's my idea. So let's implement this. Hello, MB. How's it going? Sorry, I'm dying a little bit. How's it going? How's it going? So we're getting far. We're getting far. So we just need to create a new type of reference. Not as bad as yesterday. Well, happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. I kind of really want to know if it's going to work or if we're going to have errors, but fuck, we gotta live with it. Okay. So we can call it a dict reference, I guess. And what do we want? God damn. What do we want it to work like? So the first thing that I would want to pass along to... Sorry, I'm trying to survive too. So the first thing that we would want to pass along... You know what? The query is a good start. Absolutely. So query. After that, what I would want... Well, it would be essentially the data. Now let's just flesh out what data means. Wait. I think I'm overthinking a lot. We need file name up in there. And we could make an equal none. That could be useful if ever we have no fucking clue where it is. So then we would have to like do some magic, I guess. God damn. All right, so that would be the actual data, and that's pretty obvious. Now that I added file name, it makes a lot more sense. Okay. Okay. So let's start by just creating an unresolved form. A little bit like this. Let's just start by copying this. So what we would want is the query. We'd want the data. And followed by the file name. And we need a new name for this. So let's create that new name. OP We don't know yet. Haha. OP dick draft. All right. Here we go. So this would be our default form. Now, whenever we're doing this, we always need to think about the multiple stage that we're executing this, right? Oh shit, I don't have the music. I was like, wow, it's so quiet. Of course it is. Okay. We need to think about the multiple stage. So the first attempt to do this should be while in multi-core. Because even if there's a possibility that we just have not parsed the file yet, trying it cost not a lot, while in single core, it might cost way the fuck more because we have way more things to like munch through. So, with that in mind, let's get on it. So how do we want to resolve this? I'll have to sneeze again. Again, we're sneezing today. I like to blow my nose and get a shitload of blood out. It feels so good. All right. So how do we want to do this? First thing, we should check if the CS is already processed. That would be the first step. So we can do something like if and here we need to do something a little bit dumb. Oh, it's not dumb if it works. Okay. Okay, we need to resolve for this too. So we can do if file name is none. That's an easy one. Is not none. Okay, so here we are testing. Do we have file name in this shit? If we do, youpie do. So, what do we do with our thing now? Okay. Okay. So if we have a CS, if we have a change set, we should iterate through that change set. So for operation in this, so we are going through it. Um, okay, multiple parts, multiple parts. First, if we need to check if the current operation, if it is either done or view done, because those are going to be the one that we will be able to do something about, right? Well, no, those are the only one that we can do something about. Okay. OP done and OP view done. All right. So if operation at position 1, which is where this is always position, equals this, or if it equals this, then we go to the next step. I feel like we're getting so far. Okay. So if we have this or this, now the next step should be to see if our query fits with the actual fucking hell. Does the query fit with the table that we're seeing in the operation? So, here we actually have some difference here. So maybe it's worth it to do something like this. I'll just write shit and we'll see. I don't remember how we encoded a standard get. Let's have a look. Okay. So if it this, we should do equals the query's GPID, which when we do a query, the first item, so position 0 is the GPID. All right, and for this one, it would be a bit different. That's true. That's true. And you want to know what's triggering? Is each time that I do code alone, I'll do code. I'll run it 3 times. And it will work. It will like be cooking, just fucking working magically. No debugging, no like extended retardation. But then I open up the fucking live and I become retarded. And I get with some bullshit that never debugs, that never works. Oh man. That's not okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. So now, instead of matching the query like this, we would match operation position 0. 0? Am I retarded? Zero, zero, zero. There's 3 zeros there. Yes, exactly. It's Schrodinger's code. It's always that. Always. Can this just run? Prove me right, piece of code. Alright. Okay. Oh fuck, I've inverted it. Alright. That's not how it works. It's OBS being open, okay? As soon as the streaming software is open, more bugs appear. It's magic. Oh man, okay. Wait, then that's just wrong. No, it's not. I'm being dumb. Okay. So if all those things are true... Oh boy. We need a map. Oh man. Well, we do like seeing you struggle with code. Makes me feel better for our own limitation. That's fair. That's very fair. Boy. Okay, this is time for a filter, an enumerate, and some other dumb shit. I need to sneeze. I appreciate your sacrifice. I'm in. I don't know why at this time of the day it's so bad. Oh, it's true. It's an if with a filter. Oh my god. I did this before. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, that disgusting. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's the stuff. You know what? I'll copy it. Oh, man. Okay. So I had some dumb issues where we were putting things that were not supposed to be somewhere, and I had to debug it, and then I was like, I'll never do the error ever again. So I created a one-line solution to like see if there's tuples in something that shouldn't have it. I tried to code earlier today, couldn't write for 10 minutes without getting so lost. I had to stop. Man, that... I can say I get the struggle, but I understand that there is a difference, right? It's not... We're not talking about the same type of struggle. But hey, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Love you, love you. Don't stop. One-line solutions are bad. No, I love them. I love them. They're so good. This is so readable for me. Only me. Only me, but it's readable. Create a function instead of a one-line. Problem is that oh, maybe it would have been better to actually use the freaking function to do this. I don't know. You know what? You're right. Let me go append. No. Let me stop fucking everything for you. No, I'm joking. Too late now to change it. No. We're doing it. No, I love it. I love it so much. No, I love the idea for real. So, I just love how each time you're like, don't stop what you're doing, please. And I'm like, fuck it. We're doing it live. Oh no, let's put it at the top. Alright. How do we want to name this shit? Fair. I'll stop watching the stream live. I don't want to slow you down. You know, it it doesn't. Okay? It doesn't. It's positive. You don't get it, do you? You don't get it. Do you understand how freaking good my life is right now? How this massive rewrite and these multiple systems like fusing into each one another makes it possible for me to do actual working code instead of debugging and debugging my mind, which is so good. You don't even know how fun it is that now I can just freaking mind things into being. And all of this is possible because you said, Maple, that looks retarded. Okay, that's my writing of the thing, but it's not what you said, I know. Yes, I know that you want the thing to work, but the thing does work. Okay. You know what? Fuck. That was the best timing I've seen in a long time. Oh, man. But, okay. To defend myself, the first version works, alright? Let me show off. I don't know if I've shown that to you, okay? You've probably seen the replay anyway. It does freaking work. We have 1.9 gigs of bullshit being dropped everywhere. It does work. It does. Right now we're so far further than we were. Life is so great. I swear life is great. Alright. Now we should be able to fix this. So if it works, we should start creating it. We already have... you saw it, right? You saw that we started that. No, not Flask. Oh shit, we need to be in Python. And okay, we already have a little server to search things. Like we're already getting started on that. All right. Why did I do not here? That's so retarded. Just do this. Do this. Do this. This. Here we go. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay. I will go watch the previous stream. That's probably a good idea. But we have a little interface that we can issue SQL command from. And it will display all the tags linked to one file using the file name and the version name. So we're actually, like, it's not a real interface, right? But we're actually getting there. Like, look how readable this is. I'm about to fuck this up. Look at this. Look at this. Thank you. Thank you, he said angrily. All right. Drink. I like when it describes something absolutely useless and takes half of my screen for it. Okay. So. Once we have established that the operation fits the query, oh yes, this is where I was going with my master filter. Oh man, I love this. I love this. Get me another map. Get me another filter. I need more. Okay, here's the plan. This is going to be so dumb. All right. So false. If. Wait. How the fuck did that work? So you can have a bunch of false statement inside of a filter. And when you put it in front of an if, it still goes at false. God, I'm a genius. That feels like it shouldn't work somehow. Okay. False if type. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay. False if. And the first thing that we should do is check for none. So if call. Shit. If call is none. So we don't want to trigger anything if call is none. My lord. Oh yeah, we need that kind of shit. Okay. Okay, if call is none, and we should use data here. Okay. If data is none, you just say false. We're good with that. Or, let's say if it is not none. So we need an or. Then it would need, then call would need to be equal to brain. To query? No. Operation. Position 2 for the data. And position X. This should work. Not only this should work, but it should work with both. Oh man. Okay. I don't know how we're going to do this. Oh man. My throat is killing me. I feel like we're building sideways right now. And I don't like it. So essentially, the idea is we do an if with this. And if it passes through, then we can go ahead and find our data. That's the idea, alright? Easy. Fuck it, we're duplicating it. Why not? Okay. Oy, oy, oy. So now we actually need to get the right ID. Because it is a ref, we can just return the value. So here, we should be able to do this kind of war crime. This is so limited. This is so wrong. This will bite us in the ass. But you know what? It's good enough. It will work. Alright. Let's actually diffuse whatever the fuck this is. Okay. Mbridge file get was done with unresolved refs. This is unexpected behavior. Oh no! Oh, I think we're having the classic file name not added to something that we are editing. That's funny. I like that one. That's a nice meme. Oh, it should already be in the DB. Wait, what were you talking about? Yes, that's exactly it. Oh my. The classic coming back again. Okay. This happens a couple of times. Oh, and it even makes some shit up. I love it. Why did it fail here? True. I'm making Claude level programming here. Rust would be proud. Just invented a file. Why not? Let's get started on the fun. I don't get this one though. I really don't. How? Okay, let's think about this. I inverted something for sure. Wait a minute. Is text a tuple? There ain't no way. Right? I'm confused. Okay. Why am I asking the fucking question? And I can do this. I can do print to Type. Shit. We need another set of parentheses. Okay. Thank you. I was about to become insane. I'm not insane. Well, then why does it fail? Bro, it's cooking some good shit right here. Where's your unresolved meth? You coke addict. You know what? It's probably because I was fucking with it while it was working. Yep. Yep. It probably went multi-core after I edited it, and it cooked itself. My program is perfect, okay? It is. What that really means is I'm a genius, and it would have worked. Obviously, I have absolutely fuck all to back me on that. But hey, who cares? Okay. I'll need to implement that. Okay, your program is perfect and you are genius. Yes, that's how you execute print. Okay, we need to resolve these. Yeah, we'll have to do some magic there. Oh, man. Can I copy paste? Oh, man, I don't want to get into that. Nah, my brain's not good for that today. We're going to call it a day. It's been an hour already. How time flies when you're having fun. You can. I won't approve, but then you are always right. True. So, tomorrow, let's write this down. Or maybe tonight, who knows. If that headache goes away. Please, for the love of God, you just need to implement the ref roll part. Oh, I hope this cough goes away. God. Talk the whole fucking day like this. Alright. Enough. I love you, MB. I love you very much. Big hug. Big hug. I probably look as if I was choking you out here, buddy. But it's okay. Love you a lot. We'll see each other probably tomorrow or whenever we see each other next. Take care of yourself, okay? Bye-bye.